blessings you bestowed on us over the many years. We would ask that tonight you bring your guidance to us as we attempt to do our best for the citizens of this city. Help us to reach decisions that is of the most benefit. We ask all this through your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you call the roll, please?
Paul Kaiser.
Here.
David Hunt.
Here.
Jim Lamb.
Here.
Jack Young. Josh McNeil.
Here.
Curtis Ziegler.
Here.
John Conroy.
Here.
Ken Demetrio.
Here.
Greg Easton.
Everyone have a chance to look at the minutes, and are there any corrections that may be needed?
Mr.
Chairman, I have
Chairman,
a
I'd like
correction.
to add a correction. Go ahead, you.
On the minutes, I'd like to add not
Yes.
on one of the member presidents. We have 2 member president lists. I'd like to make one of those not present.
Wait.
It's the second list.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got you. Yes. Okay.
That was my same comment.
All right. Any other corrections? If not, can I get a motion for approval with that correction made?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Paul Kaiser.
Yes.
David Hunt.
Yes.
Jim Lamb.
Yes.
Ken Demetrio.
Yes.
Josh McNeil.
Yes.
Curtis Ziegler.
Yes.
John Conroy.
Abstain. All right, the first item then we have is a public hearing on the plan development application for Joyce's Garden East. We'll first hear from Director Taylor.
Mr. David Bray with the Bray Firm is requesting approval of an 8-lot addition to the previously approved 42-lot Joyce's Garden plan development. The property is located on the south side of New Brownsville, west of Spring Tree Drive, and it is within the RS-15 residential single-family lot zoning district. Back in 2021, the Planning Commission approved a 2-lot subdivision on this particular piece of property that never came into fruition. The developer for Joyce's Garden PD has since acquired this 3.2-acre property to add this 8-lot section to the planned development. The original Joyce's Garden was approved by this commission in August of 2022 for a 42-lot single-family residential subdivision. This proposal is for an 8-lot subdivision with a common open space lot. Lot sizes will range from 10,241 square feet to 13,059 square feet with reduced setbacks, which is what makes it a planned development in this situation. Access to this portion of the subdivision will be from New Brownsville Road. Staff has reviewed this application and we recommend approval with the conditions as submitted in this staff report. However, we would like to add on the planning side an additional condition that the master plan, should you approve this, the master plan be updated to incorporate this additional section into that subdivision so that we can record, when we record each final plan, we will have a master key plan to go with each final plan that's submitted. Thank you.
Questions for Director Taylor? Would you repeat those lot sizes again, please?
10,241 square feet to 13,059 square feet.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
In the notes it says 11,000. Is that the discrepancy you're looking at?
No, I didn't pick up on that. I just didn't catch what she had told.
Yeah. Well, I thought I saw one that was a little smaller when I looked at it, so.
Which is the correct size?
41. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else for Director Taylor? If not, the applicant come forward, please.
David Bray with the Bray Firm, 2950 Stage Plaza North. We are in agreement with the conditions except for one, and I'll discuss that in just a second, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Condition 1, under planning condition, about the Bartlett standard fence along the New Brownsville Road frontage. If you recall, in the original Joyce's Gardens, we've got 3 or 4 lots, I can't remember off the top of my head, in that had alley access that were intended to face New Brownsville. And that may end up being the same condition here. So if, when we come back with a final plat and construction plans, we'll know the answer to that. And if they're facing the cul-de-sac that we're creating, we'd be happy to put the fence up. But if they're facing New Brownsville, we'd like to have that fence not be required. So if there's a way to make that condition that says, depending on the orientation of the house, is that?
And at the final plan.
Yeah.
Submittal, yes.
Yeah. So that's the only request we would make. That it could stay to just say if those lots are southward, if those houses are southward facing.
Director Taylor, are you all right with that?
Yes, because he's just basically saying he'd like for that to be determined with the final plan submittal, which you will see again.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for the applicant? Okay. Seeing none, we will start our public hearing. Any Bartlett citizen who would like to speak for or against approval of a favorable recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen may do so when called upon. Both sides, for and against, will get a total of 20 minutes each. Each individual speaker gets 3 minutes. Before speaking, please state your name and address for the record. The public hearing will begin at this time. All right. Just a moment, please. Do we have any correspondence on this matter?
No, we did not receive any. We did have some people come in just to look at the plans, but that was all.
Okay, all right. First, we'd like to have anybody who is speaking in favor of this. Are you in favor of this, ma'am?
I have questions. I don't know if I'm in favor or not. I live out there. I want to know. I need to know what's going on because I just bought a house out there 2.5 years ago. They didn't send me any paperwork, but my neighbors brought me the paperwork. And I wanted to know because I live off a Spring Tree, Loosahachie, and I have family members who this project is going to back up to their property, and they need to know about the fence line.
All right, ma'am, if you would take your seat again for the moment, and I'll get back to you after we've gone a little further on here, if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine.
I won't forget you. Is there anybody here to speak in favor of this item? Okay, seeing none. Now, is there anyone here to speak against?
Good evening. How are you all doing? My name is Stephanie Woodard, 4761 Artie Road, and been down there for 41 years this month. And I enjoy where I live. I enjoy being a citizen in Bartlett. But I have a question, and I have not been here, so I want to apologize. I have not been here for some of the meetings because the last meeting I was attending, they were talking about lot sizes going down from 18,000 square feet to 11. Now we're down to 10,000 or so square feet. My question is, if we go down to the 10, does that mean more houses, more little squares can get in there?
Well, 10,000, if you think about 10,000 square feet, that's like the majority of Bartlett, 10,000 square feet. I mean, 10,000 square feet, I mean, there are some houses in this situation because the setbacks have been reduced. They have a larger building footprint. So they can get larger houses on there, on those. I don't know what the house plans look like. We don't have those yet. We're not at that part of it. But at the way that the prices are going in Bartlett for homes, I would imagine those homes would be over 2,000 square feet each. It could be like 2,800 square feet with a two-story.
Right. Well, thank you. I am very concerned because it took a long time for my family to get to where we are now. We enjoy it, we love it, we feel safe, but for smaller lots, that mean to me, developers coming in and developers putting in what they want and they go home. They go home to their big ranch or wherever it is, I don't know. But the point of it is we live in Bartlett. We have to deal with what happens in Bartlett. And I love Bartlett. And I know some more people out here in this audience that does too. But to take lot sizes down, and I don't know what was agreed before today, but 10,000 square feet, that's smaller than 11 that you all were having problems with when I stopped coming to take care of my mother. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else speaking against this item?
Hello, my name is Marva Jackson Malone. I live at 6819 Old Brownsville Road at the exact corner of Artie and Old Brownsville. I have two concerns. One, I do know that there's a little small graveyard where the Porters used to live. That's the oh.
She has a cursor where that is. That's the other. That was with the previous approval.
That was with the previous
Yeah,
approval.
not this one.
Not this one. This is
No,
totally different.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Show her with where that, the bar check subdivision, this is where.
Okay.
That one's going in and out. This one's up.
Okay.
See where the cursor is?
Yes, I see the
That's
cursor.
where the new section's going.
Okay. Okay.
Show her again where the graveyard is.
Okay. That's totally different. Okay. Okay. All right. Because when I read the letter and you all were saying the south side of Old Brownsville, and my husband and I said, well, we're living on the south side of Old Brownsville. Then I said, well, sweetheart, they got two Old Brownsville. We got parallel Old Brownsvilles going on here. So I'm going like, okay. So I got a little confused.
It's New Brownsville itself.
Okay, that's New Brownsville. Okay, but the letter didn't say New Brownsville. It said Old Brownsville. And when I saw old.
North of Old Brownsville and south of New Brownsville.
Okay, New Brownsville, new was not nowhere on there. All I saw old. I said, okay. Now, which old they talking about? Because y'all got signs. Y'all got some weird signs out there for us. I mean, I live in that little I live here on this Old Brownsville. Then over here, that part over there is New Old Brownsville. Then Old Brownsville starts here. And I'm going like, this is... People say, where do you live? I said, I live on Old Brownsville. I'm down Old Brownsville. I don't know where you... I said, no, you need to come on another Old Brownsville. So are y'all going to fix those signs or what?
Engineering?
I mean, Old Brownsville changes into New Brownsville there, and on the other side of Kirby Whitten / Rockyford, it's Old Brownsville, which connects to the Old Brownsville. I mean, that is confusing, but it does happen everywhere. Just like we have like 3 sections that aren't connected of the same road elsewhere. So, in the future, maybe we could change that to Old Brownsville Cove. I'm not sure what exactly will happen. But right now, the New Brownsville that is not connected, the Old Brownsville that's not connected becomes New Brownsville where it crosses.
Well, can't y'all just keep that as New Brownsville coming on down here and then change it right there at that
It does change names.
Can it change down? Can we change it down there down there where it used to be a four-way stop sign?
So
And
pretty much,
change it.
we were trying not to give anyone a new address, so everyone that was on Old Brownsville before is still on Old Brownsville. And New Brownsville is only the section that is newly built, plus the section
Yeah.
that was New Brownsville before.
Well, but see, what I'm saying is, nobody lives on that new double.
It does change right where the new part is, but the next time there's a sign is up at the next intersection, because you don't generally have a sign where there's not an intersection.
Okay. All right. Y'all do what y'all want to do. Okay.
It is confusing, especially because it just changed.
Okay. As long as so this time I'm going to stay as Bartlett, Tennessee 38002.
Your address should stay the same.
Pardon?
3802, they got all of it. You get mail from Arlington, you get mail from Arlington. Well, where are they? You get mail from Lakeland.
We get Lakeland mail.
Yeah, they don't. Annex, they say it's going on in here with the annex. Change it on. Years ago, okay.
I didn't work here when that portion of the annexation took place. Not where some parts of it I was here for. But 38002 is shared by Lakeland, Arlington, and Northern Bartlett.
That's what I'm saying.
And the Postal Service's federal government, they will not let us change anything. And then the crazy part about it is they'll say, when people go in, oh, go talk to Bartlett Planning. But from the get-go, they're the federal government, they're a hierarchy, and they make those decisions.
Question, who get the tax money?
We get the tax money.
That's all I want to know.
Okay.
So
You
who get the
you
tax
getting
money
are
should be
you
in
you
charge
should
of who
you should be getting Bartlett services, therefore that's where your tax dollars go, and it's going to Bartlett.
That's what I want to know, who get my money?
Just like most of the other zip codes in Bartlett are shared with Memphis. Where I live, I'm 38135. My mail, when I go to order something, it always pre-fills Memphis. But I know those dollars are coming to Bartlett.
They say, well, you're in this 38002, so you're in Arlington, you're not in Bartlett.
Yeah.
I said, well, my house is somewhere between here and there. I feel like I live in the Wizard of Oz sometimes.
I understand.
I do want to say that when I was younger, you all told my mother that if she wanted her mail, she had to keep her Arlington mail thing, and when you all incorporated us, and now it's back to Bartlett. So I just want to say I am totally, hopefully settled. Right? That's all I want to say.
I think what you're asking is a Postal Service question, I believe. I understand that. Whether it's Bartlett or Arlington is up to the Postal Service, what they require to be delivered to your home. There's nothing we can do about that.
I understand that, sir. I know our conversation kind of twisted back around to that, but my original concern was with where she just straightened me out, was, with the graveyard being there, then this housing area coming in, and then the roads being parallel with the same name. And I was wondering, really, when you all built that, why didn't you just keep the name going? But that's okay.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak against?
Good evening. I'm Edward Ware. My residence is at 6808 Old Brownsville Road. Actually, I've been a resident of Bartlett going back to my great-great-great-grandparents prior to Bartlett being Pryor County, and had come here from Helen, Arkansas in 1866. Bartlett was formed. I was under the impression that when we came down here today, this would be about whether they were going to allow it to be built or not allow it to be built. And, you know, but I am just a little more about me, because I think I got 20 minutes.
No, sir, you have 3 minutes.
I can get it over with in 3 minutes. Well, you know, hey, what can I say? I'm a Club Scout, Boy Scout. I'm two-time junior deputy, Captain Floyd. I'm a 4-H club member, ROTC cadet, Bartlett High School. Commemorated at Medal of Honor in 1975 to Walter K. Singleton. There, I left there, went in the Marine Corps. I've been a National Guardsman. I've been a Boy Scout commissioner of the Tri-State here. And when I was asked about coming here today, it was concerning the area they're going to be coming right at the back of my yard there. And at one point, I got a letter saying that they wanted so many feet up to the back of my house. And the main concern was for me, on the housing side, if that was the case, would it bring a project-like effect to that area, or to the area right at the back of my house? Because the last thing I would want is shootouts and stuff right in the back of my house and backyard and all this stuff. And people that roaming around from that new Bartlett road there, hitchhiking, getting out and walking the back fields and coming up to your backyard and breaking in your house. Who knows? It's going to have a lot of discrepancies there that going to take place in time once things get old. And if Dick Barron had anything on not building it, that's what I'm in favor of. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else speaking against the project? All right, seeing no one, ma'am, would you like to come forward again, or have you had your questions answered?
Good evening. My name is Flossie Savage Sears. I was born and raised here on Shadowlawn Road. My father was Willie Savage and Annie B. Savage, who worked at Shadowlawn High School and Shadowlawn School until they changed it over. I'm also a veteran of the United States Marine Corps, 20 years.
Thank you for
When
your
I
service.
retired, I bought a house in Louisiana. I left Louisiana 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, April the 1st, 2.5 years ago. And I bought a house over here in Rivercrest. I tried to get a house on Shadowlawn, but the prices were so crazy. And then one for sale, and they wanted $1 million for it. So I bought a house over here on Loosahatchee, 4973 Loosahatchee. What I'm concerned about is the size of the houses. You got Oak Ridge, Ravencrest, Rivercrest, Rocky Ford, Old Bramble Road. Okay, all these new houses they just built here off of Spring Tree in that area. There's not a house over there you could purchase right now for under $420,000. And there's none available, so you can't buy it anyway. I want to know the price of these houses that this Liberty company, you represent Liberty? Or the prices of the houses that they are planning to bring here to Memphis, to Bartlett. You know, what the price of the house going to be?
I don't think there would be anything below that 420 number that you just said.
Okay, around 2,800 square feet.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are these houses going to be rentals?
No, ma'am.
Or for sale?
They're for sale.
Okay, you bringing in decent families. That's what I wanted to know. And if not, we wanted to just get it clear what you're bringing. Because, you know, like I told this young lady, they come talking about projects and all this kind of stuff, you know. They don't want that. And I don't want it. I didn't spend $500,000 on a house and then got to deal with chaining them a back gate. A adjoined to the woods. I used to play in these woods that all these people building these houses at. All of us probably played in them. We played in those woods. Hunted, and my brothers hunted in back there. My daddy was a big coon hunter. They hunted back there. But that's all I wanted to know, the prices of the houses and the size of the houses, you know. And how long it's going to take to build this. What's your plan on that?
I can't answer that question right now. I don't know what their schedule is.
Also, you just the voice for Liberty.
I'm their civil engineer, ma'am.
Okay, you the engineer, and they from Colorado, from where my mother-in-law's from.
That's the group that
Purchasing.
the group that it involves a Memphis investor. You guys have all known him. You've seen him up here before. Gary Bloom is a part of the ownership group of this.
Okay.
So he's local to Memphis, and he's done developments in Bartlett before.
Well, we would probably want to talk to Mr. Bloom. He's sending you out here to do the talking. You don't know nothing.
He thought the meeting was Tuesday night. He called me this morning and said, "It's okay if I'm a few minutes late tomorrow night." I said, "No, it's the meeting's tonight." So
Okay, I sure want to meet Mr. Bloom. You know, I want to see
I'll
what.
give you his number.
Okay, please. I want to get that number, and that's all. I'll speak with him because y'all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Y'all just invest. Y'all just here.
All right, that closes the time on our public hearing. Would the applicant like to come up and respond to any of those questions?
I think somewhat informally we've responded to the concerns they have. I will assure you that the street sign that we have where it comes in here will say New Brownsville. I can't do anything about the other portions of Old Brownsville or the zip code. As we discussed when we did the original section of this, the original approval, we can't construct anything new for less than what's on the market right now because of prices. So these houses are going to be comparable with what's out there and probably priced a little higher than what's out there. As to the lot size, we're still adhering to the 2 lots per acre. We have some smaller lots because we have some slightly odd-shaped property, but that's why.
Anybody have any questions for the applicant? All right, thank you. The board have any questions we haven't answered yet? If not, then could I get a motion?
I move for approval with conditions.
It's been moved and seconded. Call a roll, please.
Paul Kaiser,
Yes.
David Hunt,
Yes.
Jim Lamb,
Yes.
Ken Demetrio,
Yes.
Josh McNeil, Curtis Sigler,
Yes.
John Conroy.
Yes. That item carries. Next item then we have is a construction plan application for the re-subdivision of Part 1 of Lot 8 of Ferguson subdivision at 2829 Bartlett Road. Director Taylor, please.
Mr. David Bray with the Bray Firm is requesting approval of a construction plan for the re-subdivision of part of Lot 8 of the Ferguson Road subdivision. The property is located at 2821 through 2835 Bartlett Road, and that's along the west side of Bartlett Road. The parcel is zoned CGMS, which is General Business District, Main Street Overlay. This is down in the Bartlett Station area. The master plan for this 3-lot subdivision is on .997 acres, and it came before this commission in April 2023. This application is coming before you tonight for the construction plan approval, which includes the preliminary plan and a 7,845 square foot right-of-way dedication. The subdivision has an existing sanitary sewer and water service, and its drainage system will remain as it is. Staff has reviewed this plan and recommend its approval with the conditions in this report.
Questions for Director Taylor?
Director Taylor, can you refresh our memory? When this was approved last year, was there a proposed use for this lot? If I remember correctly, they were going to combine the 3 lots, were they not?
Well, the 3 lots are really pre-existing,
Okay,
and we're
right.
trying to clean this up.
Okay.
There is one lot they were going to put, convert one of the buildings to a coffee shop
Okay.
at that time.
All right.
The applicant come forward, please.
David Bray with the Bray Firm, 2950 Stage Plaza North. To answer your question, Mr. Ziegler, that plan may still go forward with the coffee shop, but right now it is on hold. But the owner still desires to get this cleaned up and get these to where they're legal lots of record, because right now they're not, and he can't do anything with that building until he has this issue resolved.
Gotcha. Okay.
We're in agreement with the conditions. I think I forgot to say that.
Any questions for the applicant? Okay, thank you. Anybody got any further questions? If not, can I get a motion?
Second.
Call a roll, please.
Paul Kaiser,
Yes.
David Hunt,
Yes.
Jim Lamb,
Yes.
Ken Demetrio,
Yes.
Josh McNeil,
Yes.
Curtis Sigler,
Yes.
John Conroy.
Yes. The item carries. Next, we have a final plan application for the re-subdivision of Part 1 of Lot 8 of Ferguson subdivision at 2829 Bartlett Road.
Mr. David Bray with the Bray Firm is requesting approval of a final plan for the re-subdivision of part of Lot 8 of the Ferguson Road, of the Ferguson subdivision. The subject property is located at 2821 through 2835 Bartlett Road along the west side of Bartlett Road. The property is zoned CGMS, General Business Main Street Overlay, and it is within the Bartlett Station area. This application is a conjunctive request with the prior construction plan application that you just heard. This is a pre-existing 3-lot development. The reason it is coming to you is to make the 3 lots legal lots of record that may entitle the current owners to obtain building permits to either demolish and rebuild or do building additions to the lots. The entire subdivision is 0.997 acres. Lot 1 is 0.4415 acres. Lot 2 is 0.332 acres. And Lot 3 is 0.249 acres. Access to the lots will remain from Bartlett Road. Staff has reviewed this application and the plans and recommend approval with the conditions in your staff report.
Questions for Director Taylor?
I have one question, and I should have asked it on the last one, but I'll do it this time. When this subdivision is redone, does any of the buildings need to conform to current code, or are they grandfathered in until new construction is done?
So if we're talking about zoning codes, yes, they're grandfathered in until the construction is done.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that one in the middle is right on the property line, so that's...
Yes, and it actually has the same owners for both properties that it's actually encroaching upon, and there's an instrument number listed on there where there was some kind of legal agreement made between the property owners way back when.
Okay.
But that is a condition that when they make improvements or building addition, or if they want to tear down and rebuild, it does have to conform with the current zoning ordinance setback rules.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you. Applicant, come forward, please.
David Bray with the Bray Firm, 2950 Stage Plaza North. Again, we're in agreement with the conditions, and I believe there's a note on the plat specifying that it's an existing non-conforming, and then when any building permit is applied for, that it'll either have to be rectified to meet the setback requirements or have a BZA application.
Great, thank you for the clarification.
Any questions for the applicant? All right, seeing none, get a motion, please.
Make a motion to approve with the conditions of staff.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Paul Kaiser,
Yes.
David Hunt,
Yes.
Jim Lamb,
Yes.
Ken Demetrio,
Yes.
Josh McNeil,
Yes.
Curtis Sigler,
Yes.
John Conroy.
Yes. Next item is a site plan application for Kirby Witten Pharmacy at 3090 Kirby Witten Road.
Again, Mr. David Bray with the Bray Firm is requesting approval of a revised site plan for the Kirby Witten Pharmacy located at 3090 Kirby Witten Road on Lot 3D of the Witten Lake subdivision. The site plan was originally approved by this commission in January of 2019, and it included 13 parking spaces. The applicant would like to amend that original site plan to add 5 more parking spaces. With the additional 5 spaces, the site will still be in compliance with the zoning ordinance's requirement for 35% green open space. Staff has reviewed this plan and the application, and we recommend approval with the conditions.
Questions for Director Taylor? Thank you. The applicant come forward, please.
David Bray with the Bray Firm, 2950 Stage Plaza North. Again, we're in agreement with the conditions. The whole reason they're coming forward with this is business is good and their parking lot's full. And so they came to us and asked if they could get any more parking spaces in there. And he actually really wanted 6 or 7 spaces, but that would have gotten us to the point that we were over the green space requirement. So this was the maximum we could get and still meet that requirement.
Okay. Questions for the applicant? All right, thank you. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a motion for approval.
Call the roll, please.
Paul Kaiser,
Yes.
David Hunt,
Yes.
Jim Lamb,
Yes.
Ken Demetrio,
Yes.
Josh McNeil,
Yes.
Curtis Sigler,
Yes.
John Conroy.
Yes. Our next item is a site plan application for Lopez Grill at 5653 Stage Road.
Mr. David Bray with the Bray Firm is requesting approval of a revised site plan for the Lopez Grill Restaurant. The property is located at 5653 Stage Road at the southwest corner of Stage Road and Shelby Street, and the property is located within the CGMS General Business Main Street Overlay Zoning District. The site plan for this development was approved by this commission in April 2021. In February 2024, code enforcement was on the site for an inspection and observed that the rear drive aisle and dumpster enclosure location had been a change from what was originally approved on the site plan. The change that had occurred was that the dumpster enclosure had been pushed back into the required 20-foot landscape screen or easement from the adjacent residential neighbor. In April 2024, the applicant went before the BZA to request a green space variance and decided at that meeting to move that dumpster back out of that landscape area, and therefore the application was dropped. However, the application before you tonight does show a slight modification for where that dumpster has been moved, and therefore, along with the driveway aisle, because it's been moved back into the driveway aisle, which it was there before, but further, it was pushed further closer to the street area. So with that being said, staff has reviewed this plan and we recommend approval with the conditions stated in your report. Thank you.
Questions for Director Taylor? Thank you. The applicant come forward, please.
David Bray with the Bray Firm, 2950 Stage Plaza North. Director Taylor explained everything pretty well. The owner attempted to make a change, did not consult about the change that he was making, which is how we ended up in front of the BZA on this. But if you recall from the original site plan, that dumpster, the face of the dumpster was located on the east side of the building, lining up with that. This flow works better for them, puts the dumpster closer to the kitchen. It also doesn't have the dumpster as the first thing that people see when they pull into the driveway, because Stage Road, this only has one access in and out, so it does hide the dumpster a little bit. But we worked with the BZA. We got rid of the variance request to be in the landscape screen, and we've only got a slight excess over the green space requirement, and so this is the modified site plan to meet those conditions.
Questions for the applicant? Thank you. I get a motion, please?
Make a motion with the approval of the Ms. Taylor's group to accept it.
Can I ask a question? Is code enforcement happy with the way they got it now?
I mean, it's behind the building.
So you're happy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I want you to be happy. Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Call a roll, please.
Paul Kaiser,
Yes.
David Hunt,
Yes.
Jim Lamb,
Yes.
Ken Demetrio,
Yes.
Josh McNeil,
Yes.
Curtis Sigler,
Yes.
John Conroy.
Yes. That item carries. Do we have anybody signed up to?
No, we did not.
Do not. Any of the commissioners have any more new business? If not, we stand adjourned. Thank you.